This is a photo of me from when I was 21 years old. But more importantly, however, this is a photo of the day when I received my associate's degree, when I had this mindset that all I had to do was to work really hard to make it in life. Now fast forward after an engineering degree and 15 years later, and I know now that it takes a little bit more than that. Today, I thought it would be quite interesting to walk you through exactly what I plan to do to be a millionaire in 2 years. Everything I'm sharing comes from 3 key sources. First of all, my personal experiences, what has worked for me and what hasn't. And secondly, insights from books that are written by some of the world's most successful money and business experts. And third, psychological research on how the brain operates. Later in this video, I'll also reveal how one of these strategies saved me roughly 20 hours per week, time that I can now reinvest into other income-generating opportunities. And as I continue applying these principles, the time savings and financial returns will only increase. The first step I'm focusing on is building my all-weather portfolio. Most people rely on wages for income, but you'll never achieve real wealth this way because wages grow linearly. Your earnings are directly tied to your time. Additionally, if you're relying only on wages as your income, it's very risky because if you lose or quit your job, your income stream disappears entirely and instantly. Over the last few years, I've realized the importance of creating passive income streams. Unlike wages, passive income can actually grow exponentially because you're not directly trading time for money. And once your passive income is automated, it continues generating income while freeing up time to build even more streams, leading to continuous financial growth. Another concept that I live by is thinking in first principles, which is a concept I first came across when I saw an interview with Elon Musk. The core idea is to challenge traditional wisdom, that just because something has always been this way doesn't mean that it is the best way or the only way. So now when somebody tells me that something isn't possible, I almost have an instant knee-jerk reaction to prove them wrong. I've faced this resistance many times, including in my career. You see, I'm an engineer that sells solutions to customers, and a lot of salesmen focus on new customers and growth, whereas I focus on my current customers. So instead of focusing on new business, I focus on current business. And as I do that, I solidify credibility. And then as many of these guys that work at these sites move to other sites, they actually refer me, and then I get into new business. And I also retain the current business that I have. You see, innovation happens when you challenge the status quo. Someone believed that you could take rockets and shoot it at Mars. That man was Elon Musk. 2 men thought that you could take aluminum and make it fly, and that was the Wright brothers. You see, extraordinary results don't come from ordinary actions. Instead, it takes somebody to think differently. Now, one of the biggest game changers for me so far that's saving 20 hours per week on average is outsourcing and leveraging other people's expertise. There's a saying, if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. See, I used to believe that I could and should do everything possible to make all of my money for myself. But I've since realized that everyone has unique skills, and leveraging those strengths is actually a much smarter approach. For example, when I started this YouTube channel, I edited all my videos myself. And the quality wasn't all that great, and it took me about 20 hours per week to do that. Now that's in addition to a full-time job, working another side hustle, and then having a family with 3 kids. And that editing involved color correction, sound mixing, transitions, all of which drained my time. So 3 weeks ago, I hired an editor, and the impact has been massive. I've been able to retain 40 hours in just 2 weeks. And that's 40 hours now that I'm taking and reinvesting into my other side hustle and also into my full-time job. And that allows me to focus on growing my income even further. And of course, my editor does a much better job than I do, and my YouTube channel is already taking more traction than it previously has. Had I not made this shift, I'd still be burning out with very slow progress. In today's world, working hard is not a competitive advantage. Everyone works hard. The real edge comes from thinking expansively, working smarter, and surrounding yourself with the right people. Now, before I get to the next point, if any of you guys have found any of this advice helpful, please just click below and subscribe to this channel if you want to get ahead in 2025. Another principle that I live by is the slight edge, a principle that comes from a book written by Jeff Olson. It's the idea that success and failure both come from small daily choices that compound over time. A great example of this is what I like to call the penny doubling thought experiment. In this experiment, you take 2 individuals and you give them a choice. Either they can take $1 million at face value and leave, or they can just take 1 penny, but that penny doubles in value every single day for 30 days. So in the end, who will have more money? The person who chooses the $1 million or the person that chooses the penny that doubles in value every day? Well, if you look at it, the person who has the penny that doubles every single day by the end of 30 days will have just over $5.3 million. The other person will still just have $1 million. This illustrates how small, consistent actions, especially compounded over time, yields massive results. This same principle applies to wealth building, skill development, and personal growth. So what feels uncomfortable today will eventually become second nature. The key is to trust the process and stay consistent. I recently heard a YouTuber talk about how everyone has a money-making superpower, but that most people never tap into it. So your financial strengths in making money will come from 3 general areas. First, it'll come from your upbringing and the knowledge you've absorbed over time. Secondly, it'll come from the skills that you've developed on your own and that you've acquired from work or from hobbies. And third, it'll come from your natural talents and passions. So for me, I'm still experimenting, starting a new YouTube channel, doing some other side hustles like web development, and discovering new opportunities. So the more that I lean into my strengths, the closer I get to unlocking my money-making superpower. It's easy to fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. Earning more and immediately upgrading your car or your house or any other expenses is quite common. I used to spend everything that I made on things that just a couple months down the road I barely cared about. Then I realized that if I continue this kind of lifestyle, I'll reach 40 and really have nothing substantial to show for my decades of work. Now I live well below my means. Instead of spending money on short-term luxuries, I now place my money into businesses, side hustles, and income-generating assets. For example, I've always wanted to build a new home, but when I crunch the numbers, it doesn't make sense yet. A bigger house would mean higher taxes, increased utility bills, and a larger mortgage. Instead, I'm holding off and I'm using that money to grow my investments so that later these assets can actually pay for my dream home when the time is right. And I'll know the time is right because there won't be any financial strain. So these are the key things that I'm doing to reach my financial goals. I have another video on 7 mindsets that you can change to grow more wealth. If you're interested in that, go ahead and click on this video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll be seeing you guys around.